Hi guys, my name is Z. Oh wait, I fucked that up totally.
That's fine.
I haven't done it for so long.
I know, man. It's been a minute.
Alright, cool. I got it.
You got it?
I'm a professional.
Let's go, man.
I'm a professional. I can do this.
You're always professional.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of SRG. It has been a long time since we've recorded, but for those who haven't joined us for a while, just as a reminder, this is called a2z, a2z by SRG. We've got some new t-shirts on today, slightly different.
Yeah, I got the old school one. You got the new school one.
I got the new school one, slightly different background. Got a new cap on. Things have progressed.
Yeah,
it's good. It's Easter weekend. We're in Andy's new digs, as you'll see from the background, I should say.
No, I mean,
yeah,
got to upgrade, man. Got to upgrade.
That's it.
Got to upgrade.
So today, we decided we're going to talk about how games have evolved throughout the years, how the genre of games has changed, and we're going to go back all the way back to the 1980s and try and talk through some of the evolution of games. Now, what we're not going to talk about is how consoles have changed, but rather the games themselves, because one thing that I've always rabbited on about is how it's less about the console itself and it's a little bit more about the enjoyment, have fun, so the game that you want to play. So we've got a couple of games in front of us. This is Andy's pile, and this is my pile. Deliberately done that way. Bit of symmetry. You like symmetry?
I do like symmetry,
I like symmetry, that's good. So why don't you start on your pile of games here and I'll present them to everyone as you're talking.
Sure, okay, cool. Well, look, I'm going to go back to, what's the earliest game I've got there? The PS2? I've got Tekken 5 down there.
Tekken 5, alright, let me give you Tekken 5.
So I've been as everyone knows, I've been a PlayStation gamer since I was yay high. And Tekken, in my opinion, is one of the best fighting games of all time. I'm not saying it's better than Street Fighter for all the people out there. Watch it, man. You know how long it took me to find that copy? That's the one Tekken I never had in my collection. Look, he got the book and everything. I love that. So I'm a massive PlayStation fan. So I'm gonna start with the PS. This is the PS2, and what I loved about the PS. I'm gonna go back to the PS1. Sorry, I'm dying of breath. I'm gonna go back to the PS1. One thing I loved about the PS1 is the evolution from the games from the Super Nintendo to the PlayStation. It was a massive jump. One game I remember playing on the PlayStation 1 as well as the PlayStation 2 is obviously Grand Theft Auto. Maybe I shouldn't have said that because I was underage at the time, but it's all good. Obviously Grand Theft Auto was top down, wasn't it? When it first
the original one,
yes,
on the PS1 it was a top down game.
Yeah, and then obviously went to the PS2, you had GTA 3, which was like, whoa, it's 3D. It's kind of like open world, you can walk around kind of thing. And I remember the main character, he didn't talk. That really bugged me. Then in Vice City, the main character started speaking, and I was like, okay, that's better.
Okay, fair enough.
But the progression of the game was incredible.
So do you have GTA here?
I don't have GTA, no.
Okay, all right.
Basically, my mum put my stuff away, and now my mum.
Stop blaming your mum.
Well, actually, I've got a GTA for the PSP. I got a copy of the Liberty City Stories from the PSP, which is the first PlayStation.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
there it is. Okay.
Using the.
I don't know why he said Tekken 5. Now he's talking about GTA.
Well, I'm just saying the progression of games going from like the top down.
Oh, you've got the receipt in here.
Yeah, that's how Asian I am. I keep the receipts, man.
See that. Now I'm impressed. Now I'm impressed.
I didn't even know that I had that in there, to be honest with you.
2nd of June 2006 at 4:52
PM, obviously.
Game store in Uxbridge.
I bought it from Uxbridge.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You paid $24.99 for it, and you've got, what have we got in here?
I've got the instruction manual, which is one thing that, I miss that. I miss getting instruction manuals with games. Obviously, everything now is digital download, which is Z's favorite platform, right? But yeah, just getting things like this is so cool.
You can't get this in a digital download.
No, see. No, turn it round for. This is PG.
What? This is just a picture of a woman. What's the problem?
Okay, but look on the back. This is what I like.
Oh, the map.
The map, yeah. I didn't register the game.
Did anyone ever register the game? I love the fact that they've got adverts on the right-hand side. What have we got? We've got Tally Ho the musical. We've then got, I can't even say that one. Wingding, Sons of a Bitch Take Flight. And then Love Production presents The Liberty King. I love it. It's great.
But again, going back to the point, where GTA was a top-down game, and then all of a sudden became a 3D action-packed, it was massive. I just remember when I got GTA 3 for the first time. Rockstar sent that off today, yeah? I remember when I played GTA 3 for the first time with my cousin, we were like, yo, this is massive. This is such a massive change to what we're used to. The old UMDs, that I never got along with that.
What do you mean you never got along with it?
Just didn't understand why they went to this particular format.
What's wrong with it?
I just didn't like it.
But for what reason? You can't just not like something.
I think it was, at the time, everything was CD based.
That is CD based.
Yeah. But like,
CD inside
I'm like, yo, it's like memory cards. And at the time, the memory cards were coming out. So why don't you just put it on memory cards? And I understood why they didn't do memory cards, because they want to try and stop hacking and all, bootlegging and stuff. That's
authenticity, right?
From 2006, you just got rid of that, man.
I love these books. These books are fantastic. It's not just the fact that it's an instruction manual. I'm going to take some pictures and share this later, guys.
Right.
But it's the way that it's written, the look and feel of it. It's very specific and unique to the actual game genre. Like the fonts, the credits, the style, everything, the way it's written. It's so nicely done.
It's like newspaper based, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like they've actually put thought into it. And that extra effort has gone into sort of making that. And yeah, I miss those days. Very nice. Cool. All right. So you've got a collection here. So you've got, what have we got? So we've got some PSP games.
Yeah.
You've got a couple of Wii games, and then PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Why have you bought these particular games?
Well, I think that's the first Assassin's Creed that came out, and I think that was a massive shift in that particular genre, as well as bringing out probably one of the best titles series that Ubisoft have ever made. I'm going to be honest, and I may get a lot of hate from.
Well, you normally lie?
No, I'm always honest, even when I lie.
You're making a point, so I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I'm like Tony Montana. I always tell the truth, even when I lie. But
I don't know how that works, but okay.
Yeah. That's the only Assassin's Creed I've ever played. I've not played any other ones.
Why is that?
Just never got along with them. I think maybe now I can probably appreciate them a little bit more. I think at that time when I had my PS2, PS3s, I was more into sports games. I wasn't so big into adventure games or, mass open world games. So maybe now if I pick them up, I'll give it a try.
Fair enough. So let's go back to the point. Let's go back to the evolution of games.
Yeah, cool.
So why have you bought these games from an evolution perspective?
This one in particular I bought, GoldenEye on the Wii. I think it's fair to say we've spoken quite a bit about the original GoldenEye on the N64 and how awesome it was. So when this came out, I was like, please don't mess this up. And essentially for me, they took an amazing game, add a bit of 3D-ness to it. I'm going to add that to the dictionary, 3D-ness.
It's a real word.
Is
3D-ness, yeah.
3D-ness, yeah, made by me just now. 3D-ness to it, and it still held up. And the one thing that obviously this has got than the other one hasn't got was online multiplayer.
I've never played this.
Really?
I've got 2 copies of it, and I've never played it.
I think we might have to hook up the Wii.
There's some weight to it as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so going from the N64 version to that, the main difference, obviously, you had Pierce Brosnan in the N64 version, and now you have Daniel Craig in this one. And a few people that also bought the game, a few friends of mine said, oh, I don't like that. I'm like, you got to go, again, evolution and all that kind of stuff. You got to go with the times. But I still got the same feeling with regards to nostalgia, the same wow factor playing the Wii version than I did with the N64 version.
Okay. All right, cool. And then talk to me about this one here.
Just Dance.
Do you guys remember Just Dance?
I like
DDR, Dance Dance Revolution. I remember that.
Oh, the arcades.
Yeah. That's where this all came from, isn't it? Does this have like a dance mat with it, or is it just
You can get a dance mat. I never got one. The reason I bought this one was to show how we went from just a normal sit down and control type place, right? The Wii was revolutionary in its own right, in my opinion, where you're able to, Nintendo got you to move about. This was no exception, and to be honest, it's a good party game, and I never saw anything like it before. So for me, it broke into another genre of gaming that we see today with, I think, Just Dance 2024 on the Switch. I think there's a Just Dance 2025 coming out. So that's why I bought that one. It's, again, just how it introduced a whole new genre to the masses.
Interesting. I mean, that is definitely a new introduction to a genre, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
The physical movement aspect. Although it was done before, like Nintendo had done it with the Nintendo Glove, they tried to do it back in the 80s with the Nintendo NES. Obviously, didn't really work, but they didn't give up on it, did they?
No.
Come into it.
I didn't even know about the Nintendo Glove. I never heard of it.
Right. Look it up. It's actually a very cool device. It's unbelievably rare and no doubt ridiculously expensive, but definitely worth having a look at it.
Cool.
All right, cool. So we've got portable games. We've got the physical movement game. We've then got GoldenEye, which is a little bit more of a point and shoot first-person shooter.
Yeah.
And then you talked around Tekken 5 and Street Fighter. All right. You also mentioned Assassin's Creed. What else have we got here? You've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Fallout 3. So more first-person shooters.
Yeah. Okay, we'll get on to Fallout 3 afterwards, but Modern Warfare 2, I know that everyone's got an opinion on Call of Duty. What's the receipt?
Oh, another receipt.
Yeah, Morrison's, man. Morrison's 20.
Wow, Morrison from supermarket. When was this? This was, where's the date on this thing? There we are. 10th of November 2009.
I think that was release day
Apparently,
as well.
Karen served you.
Shout out to Karen.
The manager is Adrian Paris?
Shout out to Adrian.
Yep, okay, and this is in Sitka.
Yeah.
$25.99 back in 2009.
And that was release day.
Oh, was it?
That was release day.
The release day was 9th of November 2009. Oh no, sorry, 10th of November 2009 at 9:22 a.m.
Yeah, that was release day. So I remember the supermarkets to try and get a foothold in the market. Like, okay, on this particular day on release day, we're gonna have X amount of copies. They're £25 each. So I was very lucky to get one, especially at that time.
Did you enter the code for exclusive access on the website?
No.
maybe it's still applicable.
Maybe.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, maybe 2. But
Rated 18 game. Were you 18 back in?
Yeah.
2010? You sure?
I was working.
Yeah.
That's how I could afford it. You know what I mean, going back to the point, Call of Duty. Now, beforehand there was, I think, please correct me if I'm wrong, and if I am wrong, I apologise to the Call of Duty community. There was World of War. Don't come after me. There was World of War, which I had on the Switch. I didn't like it because I didn't like the whole movement aspect. It was too full on for me.
What does that mean? Movement aspect. What do you mean? I'm not a Call of Duty player, so you'll have to explain it to me.
Okay, cool. No, that's no worries. So, at the start of World of War, I can't remember if it was 1 or 2, but it was one of the first ones on the Wii. I got taken down by someone, and I had to use the nunchuck and the remote to try and fight my way out of it.
Right.
I didn't like it. I was like, I want to sit and shoot people. I don't want to be doing this.
Okay.
I just want to just, you know what I mean? I want to shoot people.
Do the gun sound again? Can you do it without the hand sign?
Oh, sorry. Comes as a package.
All in one.
Yeah. So, I heard about Modern Warfare 1 and how good it was from my brother-in-law, and he was very good at Modern Warfare. I would say. He was very good. And when Modern Warfare 2 came out, I was like, no, it's not my type of game. And then when I heard the likes of Morrison's, Asda, etc., were selling it for £25, I was like, it's £25.
And did you get? And obviously you got it. And then, do you love it?
In my opinion, it's the best Call of Duty they made. I think it beats anything from today's market. Zombies.
Have you played all the latest ones?
I have.
Okay.
I played Modern Warfare 3, which was all right. It was good. But for me, the maps, the story, the multiplayer on this particular one.
Got it.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's one of those ones that they're like everything just hit.
Okay.
Everything just hit.
So let's talk about Fallout 3.
Oh man.
This is the game of the year. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need a minute?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool.
Because oh man. Okay, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
Game of the Year edition, Fallout 3, winner of Golden Joystick Awards, Ultimate Game of the Year, includes Operation Anchorage, The Pit, Broken Steel, Point Lookout, and Mothership Zeta. Okay. No receipt in this one.
No.
Disappointing. But you do have a survivor guide in this. That's quite interesting.
There is a funny story to this game as well.
Go on then.
So when I bought it, I know where I bought this from as well. I bought it in Westfield, White City.
Right.
And I paid for it, and at the time there was no touch. You had to enter the card and enter your PIN.
Touch.
Like touch and go? Like tap and go?
Okay,
yeah.
NFC. Right, yeah.
So that wasn't about. And I paid for the game, and it was mad busy that day. And I went out, and about half an hour, 40 minutes later, I was like, where's my card? I left it in the chip and pin thing, and the manager held it. So I was like, so I almost lost my card that day, but thanks to the guys at Game Westfield, you helped me out. But yeah, this is in my top 5 best games of all time.
Nice.
Fallout 3 Game of the Year edition. And I think it was when you were interviewing me on one of the previous videos where I spoke about my power cabin.
You mentioned Fallout, yes, I remember.
And yeah, it was 48 hours well spent.
Okay.
So incredible.
Talk to me about the game.
You start out in the pit, in the vault, as a youngster, and miraculously, within 5 minutes, you age, I think, about 16 years. It's great. And then you start learning the way of the world in the wasteland. You meet people.
Right.
You start collecting bottle caps. I can't remember what they're called. But yeah, you collect bottle caps, which is essentially currency. It's a I can't say the word. I've got the title in my head.
Apocalyptic.
Thank you so much. Post-apocalyptic word. I can't say it. Say it again.
You got me stuck.
It's that kind of world. So everything's wasteland. You've got like big giant ogres and people saying, this is coming back, that's coming back, and people trying to instill their beliefs on you. And
so you're in. It sounds like you're underground in a vault, and the Fallout is that Fallout from nuclear war?
Exactly.
Right. Okay. Fine. So you've then basically got to survive and rebuild the world. Is that where we're going?
You just got to survive.
Right. Okay.
You got to survive and then level up as you go along. So you get to meet certain people, and the map is huge. And this is again one of the games that I never used to play. Okay. And I only got it on a whim from my colleague Gavin, and I only got it because it was 20 quid. And it had all the extras, extra maps and stuff. All the DLCs rolled in. So I was like, well, why not? It's £20.
Right.
And honestly, the best £20 I've ever spent on a game.
Okay.
100%.
Cool.
And yeah.
So, what genre is this?
I'd say first-person shooter.
This is an FPS as well.
Yeah, this is definitely an FPS.
So we've got a couple of FPSs here. You've got the racing game, Need for Speed.
Yeah.
Gangs of London. What's that?
Again, another first-person shooter.
Another first-person shooter.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto.
I think there's a trend here, isn't there?
Assassin's Creed. It's a third-person perspective.
Yeah.
But it's not FPS. Like, what genre does Assassin's Creed fall into?
I think you're right. I think it is a third-person.
It is third-person, like Gears of War.
Yeah.
But what?
Would you say it's an open world as well?
I don't know. Okay. I'm not sure. You tell me.
I'd say it's open.
You made the decision. Cool. Tekken 5, beat 'em up. I think that's the one beaten up game you've got.
Yeah.
And then you got another first person shooting, GoldenEye, and then you got Just Dance, which is the physical jumping around, looking cool. All right. And what time frame do these games span? Like when the earliest to the latest? So what have we got here?
Tekken 5 is going to be the earliest, which I'm guessing would be.
Well, let's have a look. It will say it on the back.
Yeah.
It is from. Where's the year? There it is, 1994, 95, 96, 1999, 2001, 2004, all rights reserved. So 04.
04.
Okay, so that's 2004, right? And then, PS3 is probably the latest one you got there?
I'd say that, I think it would be between Fallout 3 and probably GoldenEye.
Okay, so let's have a look at GoldenEye. GoldenEye was, where's the year on this one? God, I can't find it. You look at that one.
Okay, cool.
I'll have a look at Fallout. It's one of those moments that can't keep people waiting too long. and then we've got Fallout 3, and where's the year on this? So this is 2009.
This is 2010.
So, okay, so 2010. So you're going from 2004 to 2010. Okay. Not a very big time frame. Quite a small time frame, I would say. But even within that, you can see that there is change. Things have evolved, and the physical aspect has obviously come into it quite in a big way.
Yeah.
Hence the success of the Nintendo Wii, and then everything else that sort of spawned off from that, which has been very, very nice. First-person shooters obviously have blown up massively since that time.
Yeah.
So the world of Call of Duty now is enormous. You've then got the new Doom game.
Yeah.
Which is very, very good as well. And again, first-person shooter, a bit different. Racing games have changed. Although Need for Speed is very good, the more simulator type games are doing very well in this day and age.
Yeah.
So we've got the GT games, we've got the Forza games as well. Obviously, we have to mention Mario Kart World,
Yes.
which totally different to the games that we've been talking about, and actually we don't have any Super Nintendo games here, which is ironic, given how much we both love Super Nintendo. But there is something that I'll talk about in a minute when it comes to My Little Pile.
Cool.
So we've got a good genre here, and it sort of shows a little bit of evolution and change, even just within a very short time frame. And I think from my perspective, what I see here is you can have, you don't have to play one type of genre, you don't have to play one type of game.
Yeah.
On one console or multiple consoles, and hopefully as casual gamers, you should be experiencing a variety of games rather than be stuck with one particular type of genre.
Yeah.
I think the single genre comes in when it's a little bit more of an esports environment, or it's a little bit more professional players where you're getting paid for it, it becomes your job. So then you're like, I have to practice the same thing again and again and again. But yeah, you've got a nice collection here. Good, so thank you for sharing.
Thanks, man. Let's talk about yours.
Cool. So, which one do you want to talk about next?
You got to go with my favorite. You got to go right now, John Madden. You got to go with this, the OG of NFL games.
So this is the original John Madden. This is on the Commodore Amiga.
It's such an amazing game.
You want me to do it? Okay,
Yeah,
fine.
man.
All right. So tell you what, let's swap.
Okay, cool.
Let's put your stuff there. My stuff there. All right. So let me open this up. So this is on the Commodore Amiga. It's made by Electronic Arts. You can't quite see it. I'll try to get a picture of this, but it's written at Electronic Arts in the black section. So it also opens up like this.
So this is pre-EA Sports then, right?
This is the early days of EA Sports.
Wow.
This is what it came on.
What's that?
3.5-inch floppy. On the Commodore Amiga. Came on two floppy drives. Floppy disks. Also you got the registration card. And then the manual. And you can see that the manual is quite extensive. It's not just how to do what, but you've actually got strategies.
Oh, you got the plays?
Yeah.
I
how
so needed
to
this.
Play games, how to do moves and things like that. It's really, really good. You've got player ratings in here. It all comes with it. It goes back to the time when, from my perspective, so when I look at this, thank you. When I look at these sorts of games in this era, games were made by gamers. It was made by people who loved playing video games.
Yeah.
It wasn't made by the likes of Nintendo today, which is money grabbing. It's not it's a business, which is, yes, they're a business then, but the people had passion about what they did.
Yeah.
And for me, that's the biggest evolution. That's what I'm going to talk about a little bit today.
Cool.
Then you can have a look at that. As I said, this is on the Commodore Amiga. It's the 1990 edition, this one. So this is a long time ago. What's the year today? 2025? Are we in?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 2025.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 1990, 2000, 10, 20, 35 years ago.
Wow.
This game came out.
I love that they tell you how to make copies and how to load the game up and stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And as you can see, I didn't register the game.
Oh, dude, send it on Monday.
It's in Slough near you. In West London. Can you just drop it off for me?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool,
No
thank
problem.
you.
No problem at all.
But yeah, these tiny little 3.5-inch floppies. You can see here, there's a little gap. You can see through that, hopefully. If I flick that down, like that, it then becomes solid. It means that you can copy the game, and now you can't copy it. That was a physical security system back then.
It's actually really cool because I was just reading here. To make copies of your discs.
Yeah.
It tells you how to make a copy of your disc.
Because the discs might fail.
Yeah.
So they're like, back it up.
So what if our stuff fails? So I'm guessing this is where we're going to go into the digital thing, but that's another conversation for another day. But I'm just also reading here, you need a minimum of 512K of free memory. If your computer has 1 meg of free memory, you'll also hear special effects.
So put that into perspective for people. You're a techie, right?
1 meg.
Put that into perspective for people when it comes to your mobile phone or your latest iPhone. What's 1 meg?
A grain of sand? Essentially, it's not much. It really isn't much. It's a very, very, very small picture. In essence, it's a very, very small picture. I mean, you needed 1 meg of free memory to run this game and to have special effects. That's crazy. Bro,
All right.
What the heck? What's going on?
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah, you can.
That's all right.
I will go through that all day.
That's fine.
Love
so,
it.
the other thing that the reason why I brought this is look at the packaging that comes with this. It's in a sleeve, which goes in like that, and then on the sleeve you've got a really nice Electronic Arts logo name. This thing slides into this. If I can get it back in. There we go. And that's how it comes.
It's a lot of care.
Yeah, it's just the love and affection that goes into it.
Yeah.
It's just, back then it was just different. And we were talking about these games here.
Yeah.
The cases all look exactly the same. Back then the cases were different. The boxes were different.
Really?
So you could get another big box Amiga game and the box would be completely different.
Oh.
It might actually just be a box that just slides open like that.
Okay.
And then just be stuff inside and other variations of that. But John Madden, the very first American football game, me and my brother spent hours and hours and hours on this game. Really, really, really good fun. And back then, sports games weren't really a very big thing because they weren't, massive simulators. They weren't super accurate. It was action-packed. It was arcade-based.
Yeah.
But this game did very well. Electronic Arts has done very well. They got a good brand against it as well, John Madden.
Yeah.
But it was the beginning of the NFL era.
Cool. What's next?
What's next? All right, let's go further back. Go back, way back.
Back into time. We're going way back.
You're a footballer, right? You're into football.
I am indeed.
So this game is called
Glory, Glory, Manchester United, the official computer game.
Official. So it's licensed.
That's right.
It's licensed. And this is on the Commodore 64.
Okay.
So we go back probably at least another 5 years. So this is mid-80s now.
Oh, so further back than Madden.
Yeah, this is 1990.
Okay.
The Commodore Amiga was the evolution from the Commodore 64.
Okay.
And the Commodore 64, let me open this up.
Dude, why'd you bring a tape for?
That's the game. It comes on a cassette, which took a long time to load.
Dude, it's a tape.
Yeah. So the Commodore Amiga was disc-based. The Commodore 64 was cassette-based. And the machine was a brown-coloured. You've actually seen my keyboard at my place, right?
Yeah.
You guys have seen it as well.
Yeah.
That keyboard is based on the Commodore 64 colours and the look and feel of it.
Yeah.
That's this device. But in order for this to run, it had a separate cassette deck. The cassette that would plug into the machine. You literally put this in, you hit play and pause, then you had to type on load, hit enter, and it would say hit play. You hit play, and then you'd walk away and you'd come back in 30 minutes and the game would then be running.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, next time, can you show me that, please?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome,
of course.
man.
We can set that up. But obviously these devices, these cassettes, they don't last because it is old school tape in there.
Wow,
but yeah, that's how it was in the 80s, pre-cassette days. So you definitely can't get that digital.
Wow.
I don't have the manual to this, unfortunately. But again, the color and the design is quite unique. It's not like how you would see it today. It is very, very different. Yeah, and you've got all like the features and the things on the back of that. So that's pretty cool.
The Littlewoods Cup, man, I remember that back in the day. I think that went into the Coca-Cola Cup. Now it's whatever, it's the League Cup now. But yeah, when you pulled out the tape, I thought this was an audio tape.
Yeah, pretty much. So again, another sport game, which actually, from what I understand, this didn't do very well, this game, from what I remember. But it is an interesting game. I wouldn't say to anyone you have to play this game, but it's a good trip down nostalgia lane.
So it's like Man United of today.
If you say so. No idea. I don't know if that's a dig at Man U people. Don't know. All right.
I'm a Man United supporter. I'm going through pain right now, so it's all good.
Oh, I see. Okay, right. So I'm going to go even further back now.
Okay.
So we're going to go back to the beginning of the 1980s.
Okay.
When something called a Sinclair ZX Spectrum was out. You guys have seen it.
Yeah.
It's the device that I had that was still in its box. Black rubber keys. This is Scrabble. It's called Computer Scrabble by Scion. Ironically, the P is silent. This one it requires 48K of RAM.
Oh my days.
And you have to be quite careful with this one because it's quite old, and when you touch it, you'll feel it's quite fragile.
Yeah, of course.
There you go. So there's one instruction manual. Oops. And then we've got another instruction manual. Game. You got things like the value of each letter that comes in when you're playing Scrabble. Instruction booklet, a real instruction booklet that comes with it. And when you open it, it comes like that. Again, also cassette based. But this is, if you think about this entire game is about a board game. I can't get this cassette out right now, so come on. All right, I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to leave it like that.
Yeah, don't break it. Don't break it.
But this, from what I remember, was quite a popular game, and there are lots of other games on the ZX Spectrum which are very, very popular. There's one called Jet Set Willy, which I think you might have heard of. That was a very, very famous one that came out back in those days. But again, cassette based, and this was from 1983. This one.
Okay.
So it is going back quite a long way. You can see that the box is starting to go a little bit, but again, it's a very old, very, very old game. And cassette base takes a long time to load. Same structure as the Commodore 64. But why did I bring these three particular games? They span basically, give or take, roughly about 10 years from the early days of when video games wasn't really anything. It was a niche world of video games, and it was a growing market, but it wasn't what we would regard as video games today. But in those days, the genre of gaming was very, very different because the power of the machines couldn't do first-person shooters. The very first Doom on the PC, which you know a lot about, that was probably the very first one that really made people go, wow. That Wolfenstein 3D as well. But we're talking in the 90s there. So in the 1980s, it was a very different structure. Now the the Sega Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo, designed in the 80s, launched 89 and 90, they brought a different genre of gaming into the world because they were more powerful machines. But yet the Nintendo Game Boy, that was designed at the same time as the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
right. They came out roughly about the same time.
Yeah,
but the games on the Game Boy, Tetris as an example, Super Mario on that, were very, very, very different, and they're more reminiscent of these sorts of games.
Okay.
So like Scrabble and Tetris, yes, I understand they're very different games, but the concept, it's puzzle based, and you're solving problems.
Yeah.
Scrabble. This one, football game, sort of tied into people's excitement of Man U back in then. I assume Man U was good back then. I don't know.
Yeah.
You've told me that they're not these days. I don't know. Take his word for it. And then we get into the John Madden era. So the evolution here is genres changed based on what the machine could do,
Yeah.
rather than what the mass market is looking to do as well. So it was led by the machine. It was led by the device, that what it can and cannot do. So then I brought, move these two there, go to the side. PlayStation 2, Metal Gear Solid, Sons of Liberty, second one. 2 discs, and you've got an instruction manual. It's quite nice. It's got like this really nice sort of
The
comic book style in there, which is really quite cool. But what I wanted to, the reason why I brought this game is, one, this game has got a massive following to it, and it shows how the console, the machine, the power changed.
Yeah.
So what the game could do then changed. So then a new genre came about: third-person perspective, shooter game. I mean, what is this? Espionage game, isn't it? But
Yeah.
like, what genre does this fall into, do you think?
Wouldn't be first person, wouldn't be third person. It's a top down.
Well, you think about that.
Yeah. My bad.
But this came out in 2001. So from this time, which was what, 1983, I said, to 2001. Quick maths.
A long time.
All right. 18 years.
Okay.
A lot has changed just in those 18 years. A massive amount has changed. The PS2 that came out. But again, this is disc-based. You're more happier with disc-based. It's an actual CD itself. It's got 2 CDs there. Come on, there we are. But I didn't play this game that much. I played the first one a lot, but I didn't play the second one that much. And I spent more time playing John Madden than I did playing this. Mainly because John Madden was a game that I could sit and play with a friend or my brother or something like that. Whereas unfortunately, this one-player game.
Yeah.
It's a sit down and play by yourself game, which again is completely fine, but it's just not my style of gaming. So this genre, a single player playing by yourself, in those days I just didn't do, because I was like, for me, video gaming was you sit down with a friend and you play games together. So that was interesting. Now, I bought this. It says only on Saturn, all in one. But what this basically is, come on, it's a cartridge. So one cartridge, but it's called a Sega Saturn Sagu. It's basically got a memory card in it. There we are. It's a tiny little 128 gig memory card. So if you think about it, this is 128 gig.
Yeah.
And what was the one that you said over there?
A meg.
A meg, right. So how many megs are in 128 gig?
So it's 1024 times a big massive number. So yeah, 120. So 1024 kilobytes is 1 megabyte.
Okay, so it's quite a lot.
Yeah, quite a bit.
But
my maths isn't that good.
But this basically has almost all of the Sega Saturn games, almost all of them.
Okay.
And again, cartridge based. And Sega Saturn was what, late 90s? Late 90s-ish.
But hold on, it's cartridge based, but the Saturn was disc based.
Correct. But the Saturn has a slot on the back for a cartridge.
I never knew that.
Really? Oh yeah.
I never owned a Saturn, so I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I
on
never
the
knew
back, what's that traditionally was used for? I think you can get like action replay cartridges that you can plug in. I think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that one, but it's mainly used to boost the RAM.
Okay.
But some smart people have created this, where you literally just plug this in and it overrides the CD drive.
Okay.
And it immediately loads up an interface where you can basically just upload games and download games using your memory card. Now, why have I brought this? This isn't so much about the genre, but this is about the evolution of the technology. So going from the 90s, and the Sega Saturn was pretty much a failure in its own right, but it's an amazing pixel-based 2D device. It's probably one of the most powerful ones that was out there.
Yeah.
great evolution from a tech perspective, did really, really well, but it was a failure because they didn't have enough third-party support. It was too expensive, and it was basically too complicated for people to produce games on. But the cartridge, I'm a really big fan of cartridge-based games because they load really quickly.
Yeah.
They're very, very durable. In my experience, I'm sure there's people who are going to be like, no, they're crap. But in my experience, they have always done very well. And it showed that you can, it's just more versatile. Like with the Super Nintendo, they put the Super FX chip into the cartridge. You can't do that with CDs. So they could actually boost the power of the game, the device, by having an additional add-on. So this was an interesting thing, and it then brought about another genre of gaming, or an evolution of existing genres. So for example, the original Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, that had never been done before. So Mode 7 is what everyone called it. But that's what it's called because the Super Nintendo has 7 different modes of graphics. And Mode 7 was the 360-degree rotation.
Oh, okay.
But no one talks about the other 6 modes that they had.
I never knew that.
Yeah, Mode 7. And to me, a cartridge still makes a lot of sense. The downside is they're very expensive to produce, based around a CD, which is very, very cheap.
Yeah.
So, and this takes us through to basically today. I think this came out last year, 2024, really? I think, or maybe even later than that. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But again, the Sega Saturn came out 20-something years ago.
Yeah.
So we've got stuff here from 1983 to basically today. It spans a very long time.
Yeah.
Give or take 40 years of video gaming history just on this one little table with this small collection.
Yeah.
And you can see how things have changed so much in that time. And we haven't spoken about VR or the metaverse or Web3 gaming. I think all Web3 games are
Okay. That podcast is now over. Appreciate your bluntness on that one.
That's all right, my pleasure.
I've not delved into Web3 gaming as of yet.
I wouldn't bother.
Okay, but I'll have a read about it.
There are some better ones coming out, but the original ones are dreadful.
Right. But this trip down memory lane, I mean, mine's short memory as opposed to your quite a long memory, has been really cool, and I still can't believe 1 meg. 1 meg. Just how, I mean, we went from 1 meg to full-blown Blu-rays that can house 20, 30, 40 gig on a disc?
No idea.
Or something or other, to games that are now so big. What games coming out? I read, I can't remember which game I was reading about. It's gonna come back to me in a minute, but anyway, it's a PS5 game that I have pre-ordered.
Okay.
And it said you have to have 60 gig available to run this game.
Right.
60 gig. This is 1 meg.
Right.
From a techie point of view, to how we needed so little to how we need so much, just shows, for me, the tech evolution of what consoles could do to what it can do. It's from my perspective, that's kind of cool. So,
from an evolution perspective, let's just wrap this up because it's been a very long conversation.
Yeah.
Do you find that something like this, you said it's a meg, right?
Yeah.
Is this fundamentally worse than the games of today? Because it's graphically inferior, sound is probably inferior.
I'm gonna say no, because I play more retro games than I do with modern games. I mean, look, how long have we been playing Broforce for across how many consoles? In comparison, if we were gonna put that together with, say, the new Doom Eternal is an incredible game. It's mad. It's graphically it's incredible, all that kind of stuff. But Broforce is, play Broforce, cool, turn it on, let's go. And there's me blowing up everything. And we have so much fun playing it.
Yeah.
So just because it looks pixelated and stuff like that doesn't mean, in my opinion, that it's bad or worse. I just get more joy out of it. I mean, don't get me wrong, going back to Fallout, incredible game. But I think we had this conversation the week. I haven't got time to do 40 hours on a game now. I'd rather just give me something that I can just turn on and just play.
Pick up and play.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. No, fair. I agree. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you joining us. I know that was a long podcast. The next one will be much shorter.
Take care, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.